Hello and welcome to First Chapter Friday with Miss Valine here, your media specialist, coming to you on this very last Friday for you of the school year. You've made it. You made it to the end. We made it to the end of the school year. Can you believe it? During the pandemic and everything. So fabulous. I can feel it. I can feel the sunshine coming and the cool breezes on the beach and relaxing in the backyard with the sprinklers going. Oh, it's going to be so lovely. I can't wait for summer. I hope you're feeling the same way. Although I love school. I mean, come on. But summer's pretty awesome, right? Yes, it is. And so I have for you for this very last First Chapter Friday a book that is all about summer. It's not really a story. Well, yes, it is about summer. It's about summer and one girl's like new beginnings, moving back to a familiar place and reconnecting with family and summer picnics and fireworks and lakes and swimming and summer. That's how I see summer. I hope you get to do some of those fun things as well. And I'm here on my computer because I want to share it with you because it is available to you on Destiny Discover. Of course it is. I want to share with you because even though school is closed, you can still check out books. You can, even when we're not in session, you can check out all those ebooks that I've collected this year and continue to read and find some wonderful, wonderful stuff to keep your mind going. So you can turn off YouTube for a little while and shut down those video games and maybe pick up a book about something completely different or maybe something familiar that who knows, right? Just get lost in a different world. That's what I like about reading. So let me share my screen with you. I have Googled CCMS Media Center. I have, and I'm hoping this is recording this page here because if it's not, I'm going to be so very upset. This is the third time I've made this video. Oh, Lord. So here we are, CCMS Media Center. We're at my website. If you scroll down, there it is, Fall at Destiny, and I click on our library catalog, and bam, it should take us in anytime soon. Let's go. And on the top right-hand corner, I've already checked in. I've already logged in, so my name is not there, but I'm there. See, Alicia Valine. You can log in using the beginning of your school email address and then your password, and then you'll be able to check out all kinds of books. I'm going to click up here into the search bar, and I'm going to type in summer because that's what I want to find. It's a great book about summer, and it's going to pull up all kinds of things. 183 books with titles or subjects on summer. But I want to narrow this down. So on the left-hand side where it says format, I want an ebook, Follett ebook. I'm gonna click on it. Now I've only got 10 choices. Still 10 really good choices that have something to do with summer. And when I scroll down, I found today's First Chapter Friday, and that would be Kate Messner's Chirp. Let's put on my glasses so I can actually see the screen. From the description, moving to Vermont the summer after 7th grade, a young gymnast hides a secret after she makes new friends and investigates her grandmother's claim that someone is trying to destroy her cricket farm. And I thought to myself when I first read this, what does why do you have a cricket farm? Crickets, little insects. And then, I know at pet stores you can you can get crickets to feed your amphibians and whatnot, right? But in this case, grandma's crickets are used for something a little different, which just not settle with me very well, but I'll let it be a surprise to you. Let's open this book up. I'm going to open it. I'm not going to check it out because I don't need to keep it forever. If you want to check it out, you can come to Destiny and you can check it out. Clicking on open, it's going to open it up to where I was before because I've already read this. Is like I said, my third time doing this video because Technology is not working for me today. Hopefully, I'm recording this time. Wouldn't that be nice? Hmm. First time there was no audio. Second time, it didn't record. Third time's a charm, right? I sure hope so. I want to show you the cover of this. Let me get back to the cover. There it is. Look at this. That just looks like summer to me. Jumping off a cliff into a lake. I love lakes. Oh my God. I can just spend all day long just treading water, floating on my back in the sun with your dog and your best friend. 100% what I love for summer. Chirp, Big Kate Messner. The perfect balance of joy, pain, and strength, Lori Halse Anderson says. Let's get into the book. First chapter. And the first chapter is Seagulls and Sabotage. Sabotage? Like somebody messing things up on purpose for some strange reason. Let's see. Mia hadn't realized how much she missed the mountains. The countryside rolling past her car window was greener than anything in Boston. She loved the moose crossing signs and the little villages that felt so sleepy and peaceful. June was in between season in New England, but in another week the roads would be humming with campers and fancy cars full of New York City people who stopped to take selfies with cows. For now, Mia loved watching the quiet landscape drift by. Packing the moving truck the day after school ended up being a hassle, but she really was glad to be moving back to Vermont. The truth was, Mia wished she'd never moved to Boston in the first place. She wished she could erase the past 2 years, but leaving was the next best thing, and she'd have the whole summer to settle in. The 4th of July was less than a week away. Favorite. Anyways, Burlington's fireworks were the night before Independence Day and weren't as big as Boston's, but they'd be reflected in Lake Champlain, which made them twice as sparkly. Mia's family could go back to their old tradition, a picnic on the waterfront with sandwiches and Dad's pyrotechnic brownies with chocolate frosting and red, white, and blue sprinkles. Best of all, Graham would be there. Summer fireworks had not been the same without her catching fireflies in a jar and explaining bioluminescence in the insect world. You awake back there, Mia? Mostly. Mia slouched and straightened her messy brown ponytail. She'd napped her way through half of Massachusetts and most of New Hampshire. Good, Dad said, because he hesitated a second, then blurted, I'm in Vermont and you're not. He looked at her in the rearview mirror, cracking up as they zoomed past the Welcome to Vermont sign. Good one, Dad. When Mia was little, anytime a family took a road trip, she'd beg her parents to stop the car right at the border so the front and the back seats would be in different states. Mom explained you're not allowed to do that on highways. So instead, the crossing the border shout out had become a Barnes family tradition. Never gets old, Mom rolled her eyes, but she laughed too. Then she passed a pile of day camp brochures back to the back seat. Hey, you forgot these. I grabbed them in case you need to think more about summer plans. Mia hadn't forgotten. No thanks. She tossed the brochures back up front. Mom held up one of the gymnasts on the cover. There's a new gymnastics camp. Mia shook her head. I don't want to do gymnastics. That's fine, Dad, glancing at her in the rearview mirror. You can make your own decisions about summer activities. Great. At least somebody was on her side. Provided those activities involve something other than watching reality TV, Mom said. Bummer. Add in some Mountain Dew and Chex Mix, and that had been exactly Mia's plan for summer. When she got hurt and then had surgery a year ago, she couldn't do anything active for months, so she plunked herself down on the couch and watched all 6 seasons of Deal with the Sharks. and American Warrior Challenge. When her arm was finally healed, the doctor wrote a note saying she can go back to the gym. But by then, both shows had another season out, so she kept watching. You need to choose two activities, Mom said, dropping the brochure in Mia's lap. One active and one educational. Something for, I know, something for my body and something for my brain, Mia sighed. But I think I build muscles just watching those American warrior ladies. Have you seen them scale that warped wall? Mia loved how strong they looked, like nobody would ever dare mess with them. And deal with the sharks is totally educational. It looked like such a fun show to be on if you had the right invention. Once in third grade, Mia and her friend Alex had made a robot out of old toaster parts from the free pile after the neighborhood garage sale. It didn't do anything, so it wouldn't have been a good deal with the sharks material, but Mia loved thinking up other ideas. Maybe that's why she opened the brochure for Launch Camp for Young Entrepreneurs. When I try this one, I can learn stuff to help Graham with her cricket farm. Sounds great, but I doubt Graham needs much help now that she's retiring, Mom said. I'm not so sure about that, Dad said. Last time we talked, she didn't sound interested in selling the place anymore. You're kidding. Mom left Mia and her brochures alone and turned to Dad. She had that offer from the man who runs the food processing plant up the street. It was perfect. Dad shrugged. She needs to think this through, Mom said. Running a cricket farm isn't light work. And with her health failing, Mia opened a flyer and started reading about knitting camp. Anything was better than thinking about the idea that Graham wouldn't be around forever. She'd had a mild stroke in January, and even though she'd gotten out of the hospital quickly, the doctor said she had to take it easy for a while. That was the only time Mia had ever seen her grumpy. She looked so frail, too. That wasn't a word Mia ever would use to describe her grandmother before, and it had made her so sad. But for the past few months, Grandma had been texting Mia how she'd been going to physical therapy. Now she didn't need a walker or cane anymore, and she'd been doing core exercises to keep her balance back. Excuse me. Last week, Graham had texted Mia a picture of herself planking in a new green warm-up suit. Made it to 45 seconds today. Graham was still supposed to cut down on stress, though, so she was getting ready to retire. That was the plan, anyway. It was part of why Mia's parents had decided to move back to Vermont to help with her transition. Here we are, Dad said when they pulled up into the industrial park. Graham's new cricket farm was squashed between the Green Mountain Moose warehouse and an enormous gym. Hey, that's one of the camps we were looking at. Mom reached back and shuffled the brochures until she found the one to wave at Mia. I told you I don't want to do gymnastics. Mia pushed away the brochure. But it has warrior camp. Mom opened the flyer to a page with kids climbing a rock wall. You love that show. I like watching it. Mia took the brochure and dropped it back in her pile. I think there'd be a camp where you had snacks and watched other people climb stuff. Ready to check out Graham's new place? Dad pulled into the parking space next to the Green Mountain Cricket Farm sign, and they headed for the door. Grandma had moved everything there right before her stroke. Before that, she had been raising crickets in her basement. Graham's excited to give us her grand tour, but she's waiting in the lobby with cricket flour cookies for you, Mia. And that's where Mrs. Valine's stomach kind of like turned. Cricket flour cookies. I know. Some people are thinking, oh, cricket flour, it's sustainable protein. It's really great for you. Miss Cabrales is all excited about this whole thing right now. And Ms. Maline's stomach is just turning. No, not cricket flour. I couldn't do it. But okay, you can have your cricket flour. Let's continue. Dad was right. Dad was half right. Graham was in the lobby, but she wasn't waiting with cookies. She was standing on a chair, swinging a broom over her head and swearing up at the rafters where two seagulls perched on a beam by the window. She looked more like one of those Avengers than an old lady who had had a stroke 6 months ago. Mom, what are you doing? What is going on? Dad rushed over, helped her down, and took the broom. These birds pooped all over the place. And who knows how many crickets they scarfed up before we shooed them out of here. And now they won't leave. Graham adjusted the green framed reading glasses on her head, which had gotten half lost in her wild gray curls. Then she seemed to remember that her family was visiting. Sorry, hi. She gave them all hugs. Mia's was extra long. Then Graham reached over for her broom back. Dad held on to it. Let's just open the door. I bet the birds will find their way out. You need to relax. Relax? Graham yanked the broom out of his hand. When someone's trying to ruin my life work? Oh, Mom, those birds aren't out to get you. This is just a little mishap. Mishap? No, Graham pointed her broom at the birds. This is sabotage. I have a feeling Graham is going to be one character, one awesome character. You got to keep on reading to find out, right? Where did we find this book? Do you remember? Do you remember? I hope you remember. Yes, it was on Destiny Discover. I'm going to close my book right now. And you can see, all I did was click on it. I can click on open or I can click on checkout. I just opened it. I didn't have to check it out to read the first chapter. If you want to hold on to it, you do need to check it out. Make sure you're logged on first. You can find the link to Destiny Discover right here. And if you want more things to read, click on down. Read right now is below it, where I've got a ton of different links there for all sorts of things for you to read without having to log on to much. Or one of them, you have to get an e-card from the library, but there's a really easy link to do that and a bunch of other stuff. And of course, on the Media Center website, we've got other First Chapter Fridays, we've got podcasts, we've got newspapers, we've got all kinds of wonderful things for you to keep busy instead of just sitting there and watching YouTube all the time during the summer. YouTube is fun. Yes, I get it. There's great things like this on there, right? But get a book and read. Come on now. Even if it's on the computer, because you can't get one physically. I hope you have a wonderful summer. And I hope to get back here as soon as possible to share with you the Media Center and all these books that you get to check out and finally get to meet you guys in real person. See you later. Bye.